Hi, I'm Joe with Family Handyman. We're here in the wood shop today. We're going to build a waterfall table out of this slab of walnut. Now, the stand of this table is made out of aluminum, no welding. We're going to use corner connectors. Now, the artistic challenge of this project is finding the right piece of wood. I sourced this piece of walnut from a local hardwood supplier that mills only urban salvaged lumber and storm damaged lumber. Now, you're not going to find these pieces at a big box supply store. Search online for your local sawmill, hardwood supplier to find these live edge wood slabs. The frame of our table is constructed of 1-inch square aluminum tubing and press fit connectors. First step, cut all your square tubing on a miter saw with a carbide tip blade. To assemble, use a rubber mallet and tap the 90-degree corner connectors into each end of the two 8-inch square tubes, keeping the elbows pointing in the same direction. Now, tap the 14-inch tube into each of the elbows. Again, using a rubber mallet, tap the 3-way corner connectors into each end of the remaining two 8-inch square tubes. Orient the elbows in the same direction. Next, insert the two 14-inch tubes of the 90-degree assembly into the two upright elbows of the 3-way corner assemblies using a rubber mallet. Alternate tapping each side until both sides are completely seated into the 3-way corner. Lay one of the assemblies flat and attach the two 23-inch uprights to the 3-way corners. Repeat this on the other assembly. Insert the two 3-way corners of the upper assembly into the 23-inch uprights. Again, alternate tapping each side until both legs are seated. Now it's time to move on to the top of this project. Using this nice slab of walnut, I want to keep the natural edge all the way around the top of the table. We'll flip it over, put our frame on there. So I'm going to make a cut right here. I'm going to cut it on this part off here, and then cut two 45s on each piece. Make it a 90-degree angle. Lay out the size of your table frame on the underside of the piece of wood. Draw lines where you'll be making cuts. To make your cuts, you'll need a work surface or sawhorses to secure your piece. Measure the distance between the edge of your circular saw base plate and the saw blade. Add that dimension to the perimeter lines you'll be cutting. Lay a straight edge or piece of plywood as a saw guide on top of the wood slab at the line you just made, using clamps to secure the piece to your work surface. Make all your 90-degree angle cuts first. Then tilt the circular saw base plate to 45-degree angle. Make your first 45-degree angle cut. The long point of the 45-degree angle should be the front edge of your tabletop. Now, cut the 45-degree angle on the waterfall piece in the opposite direction along the line of the short point of the 45-degree angle. To expose the live edge, use a chisel and carefully remove the bark, exposing the natural edge. In some cases, the bark will just pull off easily. Once you have all the bark removed from the piece, use an orbital sander with 150 grit sandpaper to smooth the surfaces and knock off any sharp edges. Always wear a dust mask when sanding. To glue the tabletop and waterfall piece together, start by positioning them so the long points of the 45-degree angles are facing each other. Next, stick 3 or 4 strips of clear packing tape across the seam, adhering the two pieces together. Carefully turn the piece over and apply wood glue to the 45-degree angles. Lift the waterfall piece to close the gap between the two 45-degree angles, creating a 90-degree angle. Use 2 bar clamps to hold the joint together and wipe away any glue that squeezes out with a damp cloth. Once the glue is completely set, make another pass over the whole piece with an orbital sand. Apply 3 or 4 coats of wipe-on poly to seal the surface of the wood. Sand with 400 grit between each coat. Finish the table frame by spraying primer and paint on all sides of the frame to the color of your choice. Before attaching the top to the frame, start by drilling 2 1/4-inch holes into the two 14-inch square tubes. Flip the tabletop upside down and set the table frame on the underside of the top. It's always a good idea to set the depth of your drill bit so you don't blow through your top. This is going to be the perfect depth for my hole. Drill 4 pilot holes into the underside of the top at each of your pre-drilled holes. Attach the frame to the top with 1.5-inch wood screws. Protect your wood floors by sticking 4 felt pads to the bottom of the frame. There we are, all complete. Nice waterfall side table. It was a fun project getting to work with this beautiful piece of walnut, and I really enjoy the natural edge and contour of it. The press fit connectors made this project very easy. For more projects like this, visit us at familyhandyman.com.